कमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्याय श्री रूपानुगभक्तिदा श्री गौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्ध सिद्धांत द्वंद्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बर साम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते गौराविर्भाव भूमे स्वं निर्देशः सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय विष्णुप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरहृषि नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते जयतां सुरतो पंगोर्मम मंदामतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्य वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमद् रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो पृष्ठालिपि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशी भटतटस्थितौ कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तुनः तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So this yesterday we celebrated the disappearance day of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. How many of you came? Very nice. Those who did not come or could not come, you can watch some of the glorifications online. Wonderful glorifications on Maharaj's qualities. This Wednesday is Akshay Tritiya, 30th. So Akshay Tritiya, I don't have a PPT. So you will get to see nice photographs of Radha Sham Sundar, Krishna Balram and Gaur Nitai. Akshay Tritiya is considered that whatever you start, anything, whatever auspicious you start on that day, it goes on forever. It is long, it is everlasting, or it is long lasting. And therefore, what do most people do on that day? They buy gold. Which the Bhagavatam says, if you remember, in the first canto is a place for Kali to stay. So basically on Akshaya Tritiya, what are they asking? May my residence in Kali Yuga be everlasting. This when Bhaskar Prabhu put this, and I felt like that only, Shamik Rishi. Oh, garland of snakes. So for them, gold is auspicious, but for devotees, it is a place for Maya, for Kali to reside in. It's the one of the designated places for Kali. Our definition, according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, of auspiciousness is very different. Would you like to know? So I'll read this verse. You can repeat. Um, it's Madhya Leela, chapter 8 and text 251. Yeah, हो गया ना आपका? मैं I'll log out from Zoom. Madhya Leela, chapter 8, text 251. I wanted to make a PPT, but I ran out of time. Repeat after me. श्रेयो मध्ये को न श्रेया जीवेरा हयसार. This is Mahaprabhu talking to Ramananda Rai. Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai's conversation. श्रेयो मध्ये के नो श्रेया जीवेरा हयसार. कृष्ण भक्त संग विना श्रेय नहीं यार. कृष्ण भक्त संग विना श्रेय नहीं यार. Mahaprabhu is asking Ramananda Rai, out of all auspicious and beneficial activities, which is the best for the living entities? Tritiya, what is the most auspicious activity? Who's asking? Who's asking? बड़ा है वो सीसी पैकेट के अंदर मस्त वो प्लास्टिक के अंदर है. मे बी फॉर सम ऑफ यू आर मोर एडवांस अभी तक कार्टन के अंदर है. If you are familiar with this section, it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking questions to Ramananda Rai and Ramananda Rai telling him, by your mercy, I am answering. So Mahaprabhu asks him, which is the most auspicious out of all auspicious and beneficial activities, which is the best for a living entity? And Ramananda Rai replies, Krishna Bhakta Sangha Vina Shreya Nahi Ar. Can you guess? Very easy. Krishna Bhakta Sangha Vina, apart from Krishna Bhakta Sangh, association of devotees, uh, Shreya Nahi Ar. There's nothing more auspicious than that. The only auspicious activity is association with the devotees of Krishna. So on Akshay Tritiya day, what should we do? Take association of devotees. So now if you use this principle, is it limited only to Akshay Tritiya? So whichever day we associate with devotees, that is our Akshay Tritiya. Like Sitaram was saying last time, every day is our Guru Purnima because we offer respects to the Guru every day. Similarly, as per this definition, you can have Akshay Tritiya every day. You get a donation message that day. Please donate, and then you can donate also every day. But auspiciousness. Our definition of auspiciousness is very different. Our definition of auspiciousness is regarding our spiritual life. We are not really concerned about material auspiciousness. Gold may be so-called materially auspicious because its value keeps on increasing and you'll have something valuable with you. But a devotee knows that is also going to be left behind. It's going to be left behind at the time of death. But this association of devotees will ensure that in my next life also, if I have to take a birth, I will take birth in a devotee family and continue association. So this association of devotees is so important. There are several auspicious activities or events that have taken place on Akshay Tritiya day. The first is the appearance of Lord Parshuram. Parshuram, one of the incarnations of Lord Krishna, appeared on Akshay Tritiya day. In the Dashavatar Stotram, we have one of the verses, Kshatriya Rudira Maye Jagad Apagata Papam Snapayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapam Keshavadreta Brigupati Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. What did Parshuram come to do primarily? To annihilate the evil Kshatriyas. 21 generations of evil Kshatriyas he annihilated. Parshuram. Parshuram appeared on Akshay Tritiya day. Mother Ganga appeared on Akshay Tritiya day. Who brought her? Bhagirath. Why did he bring him? Her. Why did he bring her? For delivering his ancestors. So Mother Ganga came. So on Akshay Tritiya day, Mother Ganga appeared on planet Earth, on this earth. Then the beginning of Chandan Yatra. For the next 21 days, the sun is directly overhead. So it is considered the most hottest time of the year. And so what do? We apply Chandan on the. No, no, we should have. Yeah, good, thank you. Except for your kids, all other kids will listen to you. And your kids are sent by Krishna to increase your tolerance. And maybe sometimes some other kids are also sent to increase your tolerance. So we apply Chandan to the deity. And in Mayapur, they apply Chandan on many days. But here we apply on the big deity one day. But if you see, the Utsav deities are rather raspberry. For 21 days, Krishna has Chandan. Cooling effect. Then Krishna presented Draupadi with the Akshay Patra. That happened on Akshay Tritiya. So the vessel which never ran out of food. And when the Pandavas needed it the most, Krishna found one morsel of food. We know the story, Durvasa Muni. He came and he wanted a meal. He was sent by Duryodhan. He was sent by Duryodhan. Why did Duryodhan send him? To bless the Pandavas. ऋषि हैं उनको मेरे भाई बेचारे वन में हैं उनको आशीर्वाद मिलेगा. To curse. To curse. Why would they be cursed? He's a short tempered. There's Durvasa Muni in all of us. Some of you are very shant swabhav. Some of us are short tempered. So, and he particularly sent him at a specific time because he knew Draupadi will wash the Akshay Patra, and once the Akshay Patra is washed, it will then produce food again next day, not next year, next day. So particularly he said, वो time पे जाना, वो time पे ना वो लोग आपको receive करने के लिए ready रहेंगे, वो time पे जाना. And did he come alone? He came with 60,000 disciples. 60,000 disciples. 6 people come to our home uninvited, we start to panic. कैसे खिलाएंगे? Some of us now तो don't even क्या खिलाना है छोड़ो. पूछ के आए क्या? नहीं आए. Pani also we may just give this. Bisleri लो पियो. No, taking the effort of pouring water into a glass and bringing it on a tray and all. We all keep these handy at home for such occasions where uninvited guests come. At least that much culture we have कि पानी देना चाहिए. Bisleri. So now they came, and then what happened? खा लिया. Nothing left. Now Draupadi, learning from her past experience, she knew that this is a crisis situation, and there's no need to approach my 5 husbands. I've done it in the past. Didn't work. It didn't work. I'll go to that person who worked, who sort of helped me last time, whose presence helped me. So when she saw Durvasa coming, what did she do immediately? Hey Krishna, you please help. We are in distress. You please help. Krishna is Deen Bandhu. Deen Bandhu is the friend of the fallen. You please help me. Immediately Krishna appeared. Yes, Draupadi, what you have called me? Yes, I've called you for. But before she could complete, Krishna cut her off. Wait. First you give me something to eat. But that no. First you give me something to eat. I'm very hungry. Then I'll peacefully listen to your problem and I'll try to solve it. But that's the problem. कुछ है नहीं खाने को. अरे मैंने दिया ना वो अक्षय तृतीया के दिन अक्षय पात्र कहाँ गया? खा लिया. We ate and I washed it. Are you sure you washed it properly? What do you think? I have not washed it properly. I washed very nicely. Sometimes when those who are in charge, like even in our temple, some devotees are in charge of doing something, and you will spot something unclean. It pinches our ego. मैंने साफ किया. How are you even finding? So Draupadi felt, Arey, I washed. You bring now 1 minute. And then he found, some say a small piece of spinach, some say a small morsel of rice, whatever he found something. As soon as Krishna ate that, what did he say? Triptosmi. As Baba says, I'm fully satisfied. I'm fully satisfied. And as soon as Krishna became fully satisfied, these guys started feeling, where did our hunger go? We were all very hungry. It's all gone. And then the opposite happened. Earlier, the Pandavas were in anxiety. Now, who's in anxiety? Durvasa. Because culture is there. So, we may tell someone, हाँ मैं आ रहा हूँ, and last minute we'll say, अरे sorry मैं नहीं आ रहा हूँ. अरे मैंने कुछ बनाया छोड़ो ना. We will feel क्या फर्क पड़ता है, खा लेंगे. इसको बांट देंगे, वॉचमैन को दे देंगे. मुझे मेरा देखना है. But they are thinking, hey, these guys are making so many things, they are arranging so many things, and now if we don't go, it will be an insult to them. So they took their gamcha, and from the river only the Bhim came to invite them. Yudhishthir said, "Dekhenge kya karna hai, at least invite them." So Bhim was coming, and then when Durvasa and the disciples saw Bhim is coming, they got even more scared. अभी भीम को अगर हम बोलेंगे कि अभी हम कुछ प्रसाद नहीं लेंगे, भीम विल गेट मोर एंग्री. अरे इतना यहाँ कहाँ कुछ तो ढूंढ के जंगल में हम लाए आपके लिए. So seeing Bhim, they started running faster. And Bhim started running behind them. Arey, he's thinking we have to do Mehman Nawazi. They are thinking we have to be, we don't have to insult them. And in this wonderful culture of not wanting to displease your host and not wanting to displease your guest, there was a transcendental nice pastime which took place where they are running and Bhim is running after them. And finally, Bhim came back. And Draupadi understood what happened. We satisfy Krishna. Bhagavatam says, Devarishi bhutaptan rinam cha pitrinam na kinkaro nayam rine cha rajam sarvatmaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. It says that we have debts to several people. Devas, the demigods. What are we indebted to them for? So many things. All these things. We don't pay our light bill, it's cut. We're getting sunlight free. So Deva, Rishi, the sages for their teachings. Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, the forefathers. If your great, 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 great grandfather would have decided to remain celibate, you would not have been here. If your great, 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 great grandfather would have thought, छोड़ो ये गृहस्थ ashram, I'll become a brahmachari. Your great, 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 great grandfather would not have been there. Your great, great, great grandfather, your great, great grandfather, your great grandfather, your grandfather, you, and then your kids. So we have a debt to them. Deva, Rishi, Bhutapta, Drinam, Pitrinam. All the ancestors. All the ancestors. Na Kinkaro Nayam Drinecha Rajam. We have a debt to all of them which we cannot repay. How many of you even know the name of your great great grandfather? One person, cultured. It's embarrassing, sometimes when you do some ceremony and the priest asks you, पिताजी का क्या नाम है? Okay, ठीक है. दादाजी का क्या नाम है? दादाजी के पिता का क्या नाम है? Sorry. And then they make up some name. मम्मी का क्या नाम है? मम्मी के मम्मी का नाम क्या है? मम्मी के मम्मी का मेडन नाम क्या है? मेडन नाम क्या है? मतलब your grandmother's name before she got married. Some of you know? Many of you know. I don't know. When my father passed away, so at that time this ceremony, so I interchanged my grandfather and great grandfather's names. And then later on I thought, okay, whatever. This chanting Hare Krishna is going to them. This ulta pind chale. This was when I went to do pind in Gaya. So ulta chalega, they'll understand. So na kinkaro nayam drinecha rajam. There is a huge debt which is not repayable. But sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam. Sharanam sharanyam means take shelter of one who is worthy of taking shelter. Sharanam sharanyam. He who is worthy of taking shelter. Who? Gato mukundam. Mukunda. Mukunda is a name for Krishna. The word Mukunda means giver of liberation. So this Mukunda, when you take shelter of him because he's worthy of taking shelter, he'll liberate us from the debts of all these personalities. The rishis, the demigods, the sages, the forefathers, the ancestors, everybody. So Draupadi knew to just satisfy Krishna and all this will happen. So this pastime happened on this day. Then Ganesh ji began writing Mahabharat on Akshay Tritiya day. Mahabharat. If you follow our Bhimandi social media, every day we are releasing videos on Akshay Tritiya by our great personalities, and all these stories they say in 1 minute. So Ganesh ji began writing Mahabharat on this day. What was the agreement between Ganesh ji and Vyas? Vyas told Ganesh, only when you, and Ganesh ji told him, my pen should not stop. But Vyas said, so matlab you have to keep talking, you have to keep narrating verses. Vyas said, okay, but you cannot write anything without understanding. So then that slowed down the pace. And so then Vyas spoke, Ganesh ji wrote, that went on. The Rath at Jagannath Puri, every year they make a new Rath. That much opulence they have there. You look at our Raths, big Raths, our, you see opposite Govindas, Jagannath Baladev Subala Rath is there. If you see the Rath in Jagannath Puri, it's 10 times bigger than this. 10 times bigger, probably even more than 10 times bigger, each Rath. We don't, this Rath also, if you try to make, this is like pure wood. How much it will cost? Bro. Andaze se, that one Rath, 5-6 lakh rupees. One Rath. So 3 Rath matlab 15-20 lakh. Ye size. Those are 10 times bigger. You just imagine. And they make it every year. We make it, we just made it once. They make it every year. And they start the construction of the Rath on Akshay Tritiya day. That is something auspicious. They don't buy gold on that day. They invest the temple funds in building a Rath every year. That happened. Treta Yug began on that day. How do we care about that? But it began. Treta Yug began on that day. And two very sweet pastimes happened on that day, which we will now elaborate on. One is Sudama reached Dwarka on that day. Sudama reached Dwarka. Sudama and Krishna were best friends in Gurukul, in Sandipani Muni's ashram. Sudama was always very, used to always want to be with Krishna, always used to serve Krishna. And Krishna is Bhavgrahi. So Krishna always used to feel very, dear to Sudama. Then they got separated. Sudama, because he was a Brahmana, the curse of Mother Lakshmi was there, that Brahmana will never be rich. So he was very poor. He was not just very poor, he was very poor. Like in CC, we read about Kolavecha Sridhar. Kolavecha Sridhar's roof had holes in it. His water jug had holes in it. And his clothes had holes in it. Same way Sudama, very poor. His wife reminded him, your friend is now the king of Dwarka. He's Dwarkadish. जाओ उसके पास कुछ मांगो. At least कुछ थोड़ा सा मांगो. Ask something. Sudama said, no, that's not my relationship with Krishna. But you have not met him for such a long time. That even more so. I have not met him for such a long time. I will go there and ask. No, I will not ask. But his wife kept insisting. And as usually happens after a while, husband has to just say, okay, if you want to maintain sanity, okay. So Sudama thought that there is something good in this, what she's saying. She wants me to go to Krishna to ask. That I won't do. But by on the excuse of asking, at least I can go and meet Krishna. So he took that. Like you go to Vrindavan, you go to any kund. If it's not a very popular kund, there'll be a layer of algae on top. You just have to move the initial algae. Inside the water is very clean. Sudama thought, इसी बहाने at least Krishna से जाने को मिलेगा, मिलने को मिलेगा. One problem is there. What? I can't go empty-handed. His wife is saying, उसके लिए तो भेज रही हूँ. We have nothing. Therefore, you have to go to Krishna. But I can't go empty-handed. कुछ तो चाहिए. नहीं है कुछ भी. Let's beg. Husband and wife both go on the streets begging. Give us something. Give us something. Not for themselves. They went to 10 different houses, 10, 15, whatever they went, and they collected from everyone little chipped rice, poha, dry, coarse. Usually, when people come for charity, they come for, you will not give them the best quality. Like if you eat basmati at home, and if someone comes, if your maid is saying हमारा condition बहुत खराब है, हमको थोड़ा at least आप अनाज दे दो, you're probably not going to buy basmati and give her. You'll buy some other quality of rice. Generally, that's how we are. So that poha which they collected also was not of exceptional quality, but they did it. And then she tied it in a potli, gave it to him, and then he tucked it in his dhoti, and he walked all the way to Dwarka from wherever he was staying. And all the while he's just thinking, like Akrurji. If you've read Krishna book, I'm not asking also if you've read 10th canto Bhagavatam. But if you read Krishna book was written for all of us. Prabhupada knew ये लोग 10th canto Bhagavatam तक पता नहीं कब पहुंचेंगे, तो कृष्णा बुक दे देता हूँ, एटलीस्ट पढ़े कुछ. But he didn't know our glories. He didn't know how glorious we are. That हमने वो भी नहीं किया है. How many of you have read Krishna book fully, entirely? Scope for many of you to read. All the while he was thinking. Akrurji, when he was going to Vrindavan, he was only thinking about Krishna. Will Krishna accept me? Will Krishna reject me? What will I tell Krishna when I see him? Many years back, in 2019, when we had gone to Vrindavan, that time also India-Pakistan tension was going on. If you remember that Pulwama airstrikes had happened. And next day, or that same day evening, we had our August Kranti train. So what we did is, in the train, we were reading this section from Bhagavatam of Akrurji going to Vrindavan, trying to make our consciousness also going to Vrindavan. So similarly, Sudama is just thinking about Krishna. And will Krishna recognize me? Will he remember me? Will I be able to talk in front of him? I can't wait to see him. And he's thinking about all those memories of the Gurukul. Krishna did this when we were small. We went here. He played this prank. This time I played a prank. He got externally angry, and then I had to pacify him, and all that Sudama was thinking. And then he reached as he came closer to Dwarka, he started seeing the opulence of Dwarka. That doesn't work when we enter Mumbai, either by train or by flight. When we enter by flight, we see that whole Asalfa area. Not very nice. When we enter by train, also we enter from north, so we don't really see very. But he's entering Dwarka, and suddenly the village atmosphere is getting converted into a city atmosphere, and then into this metropolis. And he starts getting nervous. तो मतलब कृष्णा यहाँ का राजा है, कोई, there's no chance these guys are even going to allow me to enter Dwarka. And even if by luck I enter Dwarka, I don't know if I'll be able to meet Krishna. He knew if I meet Krishna, obviously Krishna is such a dear friend of mine. He loves me so much, he'll recognize. But पहुंचूंगा क्या वहां तक? No problem, chalo, let me go. If I've come so far, let me try. So he went there. The guard stopped him. The guard at the first door of Dwarka. Like how many of you have gone to Sri Rangam? If you go to Sri, you're probably thinking we should take a yatra to Sri Rangam. Then only you all say don't go alone, and you don't take. So how will we go to Sri Rangam? But the same logic doesn't apply to read, no? We always keep saying read, but we don't read. Sri Rangam has many gates, like 4 gates, 7 gates, 7 gates to the main temple. One gate, then after a while there's a boundary, then the next gate, then there's a boundary, then the third gate. Like that 7th gate ke andar Ranganath's temple is there. So similarly, Dwarka has many gates. First gate, the guard stopped him. He said, actually, I am Krishna's friend. How can you be Krishna's friend? We studied in Gurukul together. And then Sudama started narrating the details of that. And just by hearing that Krishna Katha, the guards became convinced that ये इतना detail इसको पता है, मतलब immediately, when immediately they, no walkie talkies that time, but immediately they announced that this is Krishna's friend. From the first gate till the main palace, Sudama with royal treatment went inside. Something he never was used to in his life. When their announcement was made, Krishna came to know Sudama has come. My friend, my dearmost friend has come. And Krishna came running from his throne, came running outside. Everyone is shocked. ऐसे तो कभी हुआ ही नहीं है. कितने सारे राजा आते हैं, इतने लोग आते हैं, पांडव भी आते हैं. Krishna doesn't behave like this. He's running. He's not seeing that there's a protocol, right? You will not see Modi ji running and going anywhere. Protocol to follow. To hell with protocol. Sudama, I can't wait. It's like, Sudarshan when Gajendra is in distress and Vishnu is there and it's not going fast. Vishnu jumps. Go, you go, Sudarshan. Sudama went, he saw Krishna went, he saw Sudama, he embraced him. He's crying. Sudama is crying, looking at them. The queens are crying, looking at that. Everyone is crying. Half of them are crying. They don't know why they are crying, but they are seeing such a emotional situation there with their Lord. And Krishna brought Sudama. He made him sit on his throne. Some demigod, some exceptional personality. Who is this? And then Krishna starts to fan Sudama, and then he performs Abhishek of Sudama's feet with sacred water. But the water from his eyes, the tears of his eyes are only so much that that water is not required, and Sudama's feet are washed with Krishna's tears. Like this, Sudama is given amazing, loving reciprocation from Krishna. And then they start to talk and they go on talking like we do when we meet old friends. We go on talking about the past. They're talking and they're talking, and the queens are serving Sudama. And like that, after a while, Krishna tells Sudama that you must have brought something for me, right? Because you have never, whenever in Gurukul also, you used to always do things for me. Sudama is thinking, हाँ वो dry भीख मांगा हुआ पोहा दूँ Krishna को. Look at all this. No, I don't have anything. But Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshi Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna is seated in the heart of every living entity. So he snatches from behind. Sudama is hiding it. He snatches it and then he opens it. Wow, you brought this amazing thing. What's amazing about it? Love. Love. The poha is not the amazing thing. It's the love. It's the love. And then he takes one morsel. The Acharyas mentioned, Bhagavatam mentions, as soon as he takes one morsel, Sudama's jhopdi is converted into a palace. That hermitage with a broken roof is converted into a marble palace, not RCC also, marble palace. Marble palace. And takes a second morsel. All Sudama's wife, she has like 100 maid servants there. She's got all expensive jewelry, everything is transformed. And then Rukmani stops Krishna from taking that third morsel. She's thinking, itna, with so much care we make things for Krishna, this raw chipped rice. No. Then Krishna tells Sudama, my God, Sudama, what you have brought for me, I've never eaten something so delicious. All the queens are thinking, is he just insulting us? And but Krishna is not insulting them. He's genuinely saying, I've never eaten something so filled with love. And then Krishna remembers what he told Arjun in the Bhagavad Gita, verse 11 of chapter 4. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tatheva bhajam yaham. As you surrender unto me, I will reciprocate accordingly. So Krishna is thinking that now I need to reciprocate for this poha. Okay, ठीक है, मैंने उसके झोपड़ी को महल बना दिया. His wife has maid servants, she's in full opulence. But that's not enough. I need to reciprocate. Reciprocate is what? What did Sudama do? He begged. He begged and got this chipped rice. So I also need to beg and give him something. What can I beg? Everything belongs to me. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Bhagavad Gita verses are contradicting Krishna now. ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते भी करना है, रेसिप्रोकेट करना है, बट सर्वलोका महेश्वरम, सब कुछ मेरा है, कहाँ भीख मांगू, किससे भीख मांगू? We may think that I am giving Krishna something. We may think, that I every day I'm cooking and I'm offering to Krishna, or this money that I'm earning, I'm giving to Krishna, or I'm making something and I'm giving to Krishna, or I'm using my time, my talent, and I'm giving to Krishna. All of that is anyway Krishna's. Krishna is time. Time I am. My time is Krishna's, only Krishna. My talents, buddhi, buddhi, matam asmi, tejas, tejas, vinamaham, balam, balavadam, chaham. All my good qualities are ultimately coming from Krishna. What to speak of Bhumi, Rapan, Al, Vayu, Kham, grains, everything, my home, everything belongs to Krishna. So Krishna is thinking, वो सब तो मेरा है. It's mine. What do I give him? I can't give him anything. I can't beg for anything because it's all mine. What do I give him? Only thing I can give him is myself. So Krishna tells Sudama, from this day I am fully yours. You have purchased me. You have purchased me with your love. And then Krishna embraces Sudama. And all these wives, Rukmani, Satyabhama, Jambavati, they are all looking at this in amazement. That we also have not been able to win Krishna's heart like this Sudama has. So this shows Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalta. How when we do things with devotion, with love for Krishna, Krishna values that. And nobody in this world can reciprocate with us to the extent that Krishna can. Nobody. Not even our parents, not even our spouse, not even our children. Nobody can reciprocate to the extent that Krishna can. Only Krishna can fully reciprocate with us. That is why material relationships sometimes they pinch. Sometimes they pinch. Closest relationships pinch the most because we expect more from close relationships and sometimes they don't live up to our expectations. Sometimes our expectations are unreasonable. But with Krishna, he always lives up to it. So this is Krishna. So this pastime happened on this day. One more sweet pastime happened on this day, which is Krishna stole kheer for Madhavendra Puri. When we go on Govardhan Parikrama, where is Madhavendra Puri's Bhajan Kutir? Govind Kund. Govind Kund, you see beautiful DT of Madhavendra Puri, big DT, smiling face, just at the entrance of Govind Kund. So when there was a time where the Gopal DT, which is now in Nathdwara, Srinathji, that DT was worshipped on Govardhan. Vajranab had installed that DT there. And so the DT was being worshipped there. But when the Mughals invaded, when Aurangzeb attacked Vrindavan, so just like Govindji was moved from Vrindavan, they were all brought in the region of Govardhan. And this deity was hid under bushes. The residents of Vrindavan were confident that the Mughals don't have very high IQ. इतना नहीं ढूंढेंगे उनको इतना समझे चमकेगा नहीं कि हम हमारे भगवान को छुपा के रखेंगे उनको लगेगा कि चलो नहीं है मतलब नहीं है and so Madhavendra Puri had gone to Govardhan and he was performing his bhajan there and every day he was sitting there and just chanting. So one day a very beautiful boy came with a pot of kheer, milk kheer, and he interrupted his bhajan and he said, Baba, Baba, please have this. Madhavendra Puri saw this boy's beauty. He thought, I've never seen someone so beautiful in my life. And I've never seen this boy around. He's so beautiful. He was mesmerized by his beauty. He said, who are you? My name is Gopal. What is this? No, in our village, there is a rule that nobody goes hungry. So if someone has nothing, we supply milk to him. So please have milk. So he had milk. He had never tasted something so sweet, so nectarian. Again went into his bhajan. That night when he was sleeping, that same Gopal came in his dream. And he said, actually, this is who I am. And I'm very pleased with your bhajan. So many years you have been remembering me, chanting my glories, chanting my holy name. I'm very pleased with you. And I want to make you an instrument in my next pastimes. I want to perform some pastimes now. I want you to become the instrument. Nimitta matra. Become an instrument in my pastimes. Sometimes we also become an instrument in Krishna's pastimes, but sometimes it is to increase Kalyug. हाँ ठीक है, कलयुग बढ़ाना है, हाँ आई एम देयर, क्या पाप करना है, मैं हूं ना। हाँ नहीं खोलेंगे वो बुक्स, मत टेंशन मत लो, प्लास्टिक के साथ रखेंगे उसको, नहीं खोलेंगे। So when Madhavendra Puri got up, he was thinking, "Oh my God, how did I not recognize? I didn't recognize this personality, and I'm so unfortunate." But he's told me to do something. What did he tell him to do? He said that I am hidden behind these bushes for many, 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 many years now, and now the Mughals are gone. Now you excavate me from there, and you re-establish my worship. So Madhavendra Puri called all the residents of Govardhan and he told them, get all your plows, your axes, everything and come here to this spot. And then periphery को axe से तोड़ा और उसके बाद from their hands with all the bushes getting cuts everywhere they are doing removing till they found something shining and they discovered the deity of Srinathji, the existing deity which is there in Nathdwara. They became ecstatic. Madhavendra Puri excavated Krishna, placed him, and then they made a throne. The merchants of Mathura, when they came to know कि ऐसे deity बने निकले हैं, so they all went and they contributed and they made a wonderful temple there. But from the day the deity was excavated, from that day Madhavendra Puri told the residents of Govardhan, start worshipping. So every day they used to offer arti multiple times a day bhoga, and the prasad used to be distributed. And this every family took turns. But they booked the seva. आज राजभोग I will make. आज बाल भोग I will make. आज संध्या भोग I will make. Today's aarti paraphernalia I will supply. Today's milk I will supply. In fact, they each home of Vrindavan donated one cow for Gopalji. So in no time there were thousands of cows giving huge quantities of milk. And this turn system went on, each family getting a day, it went on for 2 whole years. 2 whole years, one by one, they were taking turns. And then Madhavendra Puri got some disciples and gave them the instruction that now you make the worship more and more elaborate. Like you see, our Radha Rasbihari temple, it is known for very elaborate deity worship. If you see how it is done on time and all the dressing, and how many of you remember now which dress today Krishna wore? Which color? Black. What was the color of the backdrop? Green. Very nice. So very very gorgeous, very opulent. So like that, day after day, the opulence of the worship of Gopalji started increasing. And after 2 years, again, the Lord came in Madhavendra Puri's dream, and he said, "I'm very pleased, very nice service, thank you very much, but I'm feeling hot. Now it's been so many years. I was in those bushes and all. I'm feeling hot. I want chandan. So, but I want chandan from the Malay Parvat, from that place in Orissa. So you go and get chandan for me." Madhavendra Puri got up. Instantly, he's not thinking, "अरे कहाँ से गोवर्धन से हम उड़ीसा चल के कैसे जाएंगे और वापस कैसे चंदन लेके आएंगे?" And he was elderly by then. No, Krishna has said, "मतलब I have to do." How it is going to happen? That's Krishna's problem. Prabhupada said, the Guru, when he gives instructions, he also gives the ability to the disciple to follow the instructions. So that is Krishna's anxiety. Temple बनाना है, हम प्रयास करेंगे, कैसे होगा? Krishna will take care. It's his temple. Let him also do something. I have to go to every person. Krishna will inspire some of them from the heart. He's seated in the heart. He'll inspire some of them to give. And then it'll happen. Prabhupada, once here only he said to one rich man, "You don't think that if you don't give a donation, the temple will not be made. Our Rasbihari is Lakshmipati. He's the husband of the goddess of fortune. Mandir to banne wala hai. That's guaranteed. Now the question is whether you will be an instrument in making the temple or not. So that you have to think. Temple to ban jayega. Whether you became a part of it or not, that you have to think. So Madhavendra Puri is thinking, I have to do it. Went on foot, Assigned two of his disciples. You become the head cook, you become the head pujari. ये जो सेवा चालू है 2 साल से ये चलते रहे. I'm going. Starts walking days and days, months and months. He's walking at the elderly age, and finally he reaches Remuna. Remuna is just few hours away from Jagannath Puri, and he reaches Remuna, and he knew that Remuna has the deity of Gopinath. Gopinath. I'll take darshan of Gopinath, and he also knew that Remuna is famous for offering very amazing kheer. Very amazing kheer. So it's called as Amrit Keli. They still offer. Till now they offer that kheer. And so Madhavendra Puri went to the Pujari. He took darshan of Gopinath, and then after some time he went to the Pujari, and he said that I have heard that this special kheer is there. Can I taste it? And in his mind, he's thinking that I want to taste it. Why? Because I want to ensure that the same kheer is offered to Gopalji. When we think of Mahaprasad, what do we think? Yeah, that's what we think. The smile tells that everyone thinks the same thing. I will enjoy. Even that is a spiritual desire because I'm wanting to enjoy Mahaprasad. So I have every right to enjoy Mahaprasad. But he is higher. He's thinking, I want to taste so that I can make the same thing for Gopinath, for Gopalji. And the Pujari told him, okay, okay, wait. अभी है ना offering चल रहा है. उसके बाद I will give you. And Madhavendra Puri thinks, oh, I made a very big mistake. I am an offender. Why? Bhog lag raha hai. Gopinath is eating. And at that time I am having a desire to eat. So I have done a big offense. None of us even consider these things. But Madhavendra Puri is thinking, oh, big mistake. So I am now a offender. So let me leave this place immediately. And without taking the prasad, he just walks away from there. Pujari after a while comes out and sees, where is this person? He's gone. And he goes some distance away from the city, and it becomes sunset, and he takes rest in outskirts of this place. And in the night, now this pastime is all about dreams. It's all about dreams. First, Gopalji comes in the dream, meko yahan se nikalo. Then again he comes in the dream, mujhe chandan chahiye. And the third dream. When we get dreams, let's not count on that. Because we get all sorts of dreams. All weird dreams also we get. So, but Prabhupada says, Krishna can interact with us in dreams. Krishna can interact with us in dreams. The Guru can interact with us in dreams. Especially after the Guru leaves, he interacts with disciples in dreams. Ever since I heard that, I was every night waiting ki, Maharaj will come in some dream. 1 year ho gaya, it's not happened till now. But I had one very amazing experience after Kadan Kanan Maharaj left in this way. Very, very sweet. So the Gopinath ji comes in the dream of this Pujari. He tells him that देखो वो जो आपने 8 पॉट्स खीर के थे ना, आप देखो आपके ट्रांसफर रूम में खाली 7 है, एक मैंने चुराया है. I've stolen one. You go behind the altar, behind my DT, वहाँ पे जो cloth है उसके पीछे जाओ, देखो एक pot है उधर of kheer, and that you need to give the same devotee who was asking you for the recipe. His name is Madhavendra Puri. The Pujari didn't even know his name. In the dream, Gopinath is telling him, his name is Madhavendra Puri. Go and go now. Don't go in the morning after you do Mangal Aarti and all. Then you don't go after your 16 rounds are over. Then you go now. Pujari got up. क्या पता ये सच है कि नहीं, पर कुछ बोला है, चलो जाके चेक तो करूं. So he went, he immediately bathed and wore fresh cloth, and he went behind the altar. So actually एक pot खीर का है. तो अगर इतना सच है, मतलब बाकी का सब भी सच ही होगा. Took it, immediately ran outside the temple, starting shouting, is there someone named Madhavendra Puri? Is there someone named Madhavendra Puri? ऐसे करते करते he reached this place where the sannyasi was sleeping. And are you Madhavendra? You are the same person, right? Yes. What happened? Gopinath has stolen this kheer for you. He wanted you to taste. ये हुआ मेरे dream में. Madhavendra Puri became ecstatic. Let's see, I offended Gopinath. But and that was not even an offense, right? He wanted to taste to offer to Gopalji. And all this endeavor he's done to go there again for Chandan, for Gopalji. But Krishna is so merciful that He's forgiven my offense, and He's arranged it in such a way. So he tasted that kheer, and I've never tasted something like this. Amrit Keli. Like sometimes in our temples or sometimes in festivals, the sweet rice is exceptionally like wow. Sometimes it happens. Little yellow it becomes, and it's very very tasty. Like I remember we used to go to Vrindakund. In Vrindakund, that standard menu used to be there: aloo sabzi, puri, that whole moong dal, plain rice, and kheer. And we used to go in Kartik, little chili, and they used to serve this hot kheer. Take more, take more. But then Madhavendra Puri thought that tomorrow, if I stay here, tomorrow morning, this pujari has this wonderful leela has happened. He's not going to keep it to himself. He's going to start telling people. And ऐसे हुआ, ऐसे वहां का ये संत है माधवेंद्र पुरी इतने महान, and everyone will come to know, and they will start glorifying me. They will start worshipping me. They will make me their guru, and they will give me all this worship, and I don't want this. Now you can see, the reason why Krishna kept making Madhavendra Puri the instrument was because Madhavendra Puri was completely devoid of this principle of I want to be glorified, I want to be honored, I want to be praised, any of these things. There was no ego. Like Guru Prasad Maharaj last week when he gave 3 Bhagavatam classes, he gave. So 2 Bhagavatam and 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in one of the Bhagavatam classes, he said that actually everything belongs to Krishna. We can't offer anything to Krishna. The only thing we can offer to Krishna is our ego. That's the only thing that belongs to us. Everything else, gross body, subtle body, everything is Krishna's. But this feeling that I am the proprietor, that's my feeling. That's my feeling. So this is the only thing I can offer to Krishna, that Krishna, I am not the proprietor. Take. So Madhurendra Puri ran away from there that night only. Took the kheer, packed it, and it said that Madhavendra Puri would every day eat little bit of that matka also, of the kheer. Matka, every day, little. But Prabhupada writes in one of the purports of this. This is in the 5th chapter of the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nityanand Prabhu is describing these pastimes to Mahaprabhu and everybody. So first he describes Shakshi Gopal, and then he describes Khirchor Gopinath. Both these pastimes are how the Lord reciprocates. Like in the Sakshi Gopal pastime, when the young Brahmana tells Sakshi Gopal, they tells Gopal that you have to come to Vidyanagar, and you have to testify. You're the witness. Prabhupada sometimes in his lecture says, that's witness Gopal. He's witness Gopal. So then Gopalji tells him, have you ever heard DT walking? How will I come there? कभी देखा है मुझे चलते हुए? And devotee is more chatur. I've never heard a deity talking also. So if you can talk, you can walk. Come on, let's not waste time. Let's go. I have only you. You are the only witness. There's nobody else who heard that promise. So Nityananda Prabhu is describing the sweet pastime of the deities. So first he describes this, and then he describes this, Gopinath. Prabhupada writes in the purport that a genuine devotee, even if he wants to run away from honor, even if he wants to hide his glories and doesn't want anyone to know how glorious he is, Krishna is interested to glorify him. So Krishna is interested. If a genuine pure devotee will never speak, मैं ये करता हूँ, आपको मालूम है मैं इतना जप करता हूँ, आपको मालूम है मेरा ध्यान पूरा भगवान में है. He never even thinks like that about himself, let alone tell anyone else. But Krishna wants to broadcast. I have this devotee, आप लोग के साथ ही है वो भी. But वो ये, these are his qualities. So although Madhavendra Puri wanted to shy away from this whole thing that Krishna is using me as an instrument, हमारे साथ कभी ऐसा कुछ होगा तो immediately we'll contact a publisher. I have a story. Write a book. I'll bring out a book. Me being an instrument in Krishna's service by so person. We'll go on book publishing tours and we'll have podcasts and मालूम है मैंने क्या क्या हुआ मैं कुछ नहीं था उसमें पर ये हो गया इंस्ट्रूमेंट ही था मैं पर मैं before Madhavendra Puri could reach Jagannath Puri his glory is reached before he could reach what happened reached. He was walking and going, people went by horse, people went by whatever. ये सन्यासी आने वाले जगन्नाथपुरी में उन्होंने ये किया है. When he reached Jagannath Puri, suddenly people are bowing down, they are glorifying him, they are worshipping him, they are giving him a seat of honor. He's thinking, why are they doing this? They don't even, I've never been here before. Then he figured out that ये खबर फैल गई, खबर फैल गई. Now, even the king of now, why had he gone to Jagannath Puri? Get Chandan. Now he had to do no endeavor. The rich merchants of Jagannath Puri, they themselves, because they know ये क्यों आ रहा है, सब चंदन रेडी है, बेस्ट क्वालिटी चंदन रेडी है, कितना आपको चाहिए सब रेडी है, लेके चलेंगे. The king arranged all the toll and everything from going from Jagannath Puri because of carrying chandan. We will give you. They gave him a full official document saying that everything is waived off. This is being used for the worship of the Lord. And you go, carriages are arranged, people are arranged, everything is arranged for Madhavendra Puri. Who's arranged ultimately? Krishna has arranged. You have passed the test. The difficulty was in going there. You have passed everything. Now I am in charge. Like Srila Prabhupada. Going to America was his struggle. All alone. Right now I'm reading the first volume of Leelamrit again. Every night I read. I mean, although you know everything, you've read it so many times, you have spoken it so many times, you've heard it so many times. Still, when you read again in detail, how can someone do like that? Prabhupada was penniless. Literally no money, nothing. No home, no money. And he could have easily just taken shelter of any ashram in Vrindavan. They would have provided him 2 times ka meal. And he would have just done his bhajan. No. Begging people to print Bhagavatam, begging people to send him to America, going to America, getting those 2 heart attacks in New York City, not knowing where to go, living at the mercy of this Mayavadi, Dr. Mishra. And over there also now, Prabhupada has no money and no place to go in New York City. And he knew this one Dr. Mishra, who was a Mayavadi yogi. And Dr. Mishra was living in a very nice place in New York, had a wonderful apartment and all. So he allowed Prabhupada, एक room आपके लिए. And then he would tell Prabhupada that my yoga students will come, आप उनको कभी कभी lecture दीजिए. Now Prabhupada knows that this fellow is a Mayavadi. Now Prabhupada knows I have no place to stay, I have no money. So logic would say ज्यादा मायावाद कॉन्सेप्ट को टच मत करो, स्मैश मत करो, ज्यादा कृष्णा के पर्सनल एस्पेक्ट पे मत बोलो, बीच का प्रीचिंग करो, ब्रिज प्रीचिंग करो. From day one, Prabhupada is saying those people who say God has no form are rascals. Now who your host? And you're preaching to whom? His students. So 2 times this happened. Dr. Mishra politely told Prabhupada, Swamiji, aap khali you do only do kirtan, don't talk. Now logic would say, okay, ठीक है, you do kirtan, at least you can do other things. But Prabhupada, when Dr. Mishra was not there, now Prabhupada, because he's a pure devotee of the Lord, he is the attorney of Krishna, he's the lawyer of Krishna. He cannot tolerate that people are saying Krishna doesn't have a form. So when Dr. Mishra would not be there, at that time Prabhupada would try to preach to his students. God has a form, his name is Krishna, is that. And of course the students would go and tell Dr. Mishra. So finally Dr. Mishra, Prabhupada didn't care, and Dr. Mishra said, thank you Swamiji, but maybe you can stay somewhere else. Where to go? No place. But still, I'll be on the streets in the freezing winter of New York, but I will not compromise on the philosophy. Then 1 whole year of struggle like that, and then gradually, Krishna gave everything. The return journey from America was not in that cargo ship. It was on an Air India flight. Not alone, with 2 American disciples. 1967, Prabhupada with Kirtananda Swami and Achyutananda Swami came back to Vrindavan, landed in Delhi airport. So going was extremely difficult. 1 year was extremely difficult. Whole lifetime was extremely difficult. And then Krishna started to reciprocate. And when Krishna starts to reciprocate, then, like Prabhupada said, no, my father used to say, God can give, when He gives with 10 hands, how much will you accept? And also take with 10 hands, how much can you protect? So Krishna started reciprocating with Srila Prabhupada. Then it went on to the point that was 1967, 1975. The devotees they rented an entire Boeing 747 and they came from New York to Delhi. The entire plane. They said that because the whole plane was only devotees, the Boeing 747 would have what 700, 800 people. Huge plane, double decker. So not double decker, that is naya wala, but huge plane. And they started doing kirtan and they started dancing. And they were dancing so much that the plane actually started shaking and the air hostess had to come and beg them, please आप लोग बैठ जाइए, गिर जाएगा plane, इतना नहीं ले पाएगा. So similarly, Madhavendra Puri, now everything is arranged. Everything is arranged and he's going back. And when he's going back, he's thinking how merciful Krishna is. That see, I was thinking कैसे मैं लेके जाऊंगा इतना भारी चंदन, but I had faith, वो तो भगवान के लिए भगवान arrange करेंगे, he arranged. He arranged. Now the last dream of this pastime, when they reach Remuna again, then again Krishna comes in the dream. He says, I'm very, very, very pleased with you. I'm very satisfied. You don't need to worry about taking all this till Govardhan. I and Gopinath in Remuna are non-different. So you offer this Chandan to Gopinath. For the next 21 days, you offer this Chandan to Gopinath. And I will accept it in Govardhan. So then Krishna made it more easier for him. Then this festival started. Madhavendra Puri supervised this festival of getting Chandan, applying it on the body of the Lord. And then when he came back to Govardhan, he made this the standard practice to follow for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It started from there. That during this period of 21 days from Akshay Tritiya to the next 21 days, every day you offer sandalwood paste to the deities of the Lord. And so this became a practice which is even followed till this day. So through both these pastimes of Sudama as well as of Sripad Madhavendra Puri, we understand that when we do any endeavor for the Lord becomes very, very pleased. Not just does He become pleased, but He's the only one who can fully reciprocate with our service. Nobody else can. So we remember Madhavendra Puri and we remember his wonderful qualities of not wanting any respect, not wanting any fame, but wanting only to serve Krishna. In fact, when fame is coming, he's running away from it. And we see how Krishna knows who to give recognition to and who not to give recognition to. Maybe sometimes in our service we don't get recognition. We've done some nice service, we've distributed some books, we've done some managerial service, we've raised some money, we've donated some money, but we may not receive that recognition. So we should think that, yeah, okay, fair enough. Because I know, at least I know for myself, if I get some recognition, it's going to go to my head. And then I'm going to just start thinking, देखो मैंने कितना अच्छा सेवा किया, देखो सब लोग बोल रहे हैं सच ही होगा और सही भी है, देखो मैं, and then that I enter into that whole mood. Sometimes we find that there are devotees who are more skilled than us. They are more skilled than us. Maybe some devotees sing better than us. Some devotees can manage better than us. Some devotees can have a better serving attitude than us. Attitude chhod do. Attitude is to of us, but just skill based. Uh, but that's also not a bad thing. When that happens, it gives rise to envy. Yeah. And then we start finding some fault in that person. But we should think that, yeah, it's in one way good that there are people who are better than me in this service, so that I understand that I am not the best and I need help. And when in that mood, when I serve, that Krishna, I need help. I need help of these devotees. I need help of these people in my life. In my service also, I'm not the only one who can do everything. I may have skill, I may be really good at this, I still need the help of devotees. I may be doing the service for so many years, I may be expert at it. I should never think, no, I don't need anyone, I can do this seva very nicely. I should always think I need help of devotees. And if I'm in that mood, Krishna will give me more and more ability to perform that service in a better and a better way. Because Krishna recognizes that yes, this person, although is doing it very well, is having that mood. I need help. I need help. So this we learn from Madhavendra Puri's pastime, and let's imbibe this lesson. One is let's do everything for Krishna, whatever the best we can. And second is let's not expect any fame or recognition or name or anything in return. And when we have this kind of a mood, always feeling that I need all the help that I can get, then that mood Krishna likes. And when that mood, then with that mood, Krishna will reciprocate. And then we'll actually become good at our service. We'll actually be able to serve Krishna in a better way. So this we learn from Madhavendra Puri's pastime. And through all these pastimes, we learn how Krishna lovingly reciprocates with his devotees. श्रीपाद माधवेंद्र पुरी की जय, श्री खीरचोर गोपीनाथ की जय, श्री अक्षय तृतीया महामहोत्सव की जय. Any questions? Yes, Prabhu. Those things cannot be shared. We should, we can share certain things which are there, but then certain things we should, none of us should share. Some things like that, because somewhere then it'll try to be that, you see how see what happened to me. I must be great. So certain of these things sometimes devotees share, but there are certain things which are not to be shared. So don't, if it's certain things like this, don't share. Some people, कल भगवान मेरे सपने में आए, उन्होंने बोला आप बहुत अच्छा सेवा कर रहे हैं. If Krishna comes in my dream and tells that about you, I should come and tell you. But if he tells that about me, it's probably I'm hallucinating. It probably didn't even happen. I'm just hoping it happened and thinking so much about it that I feel it happened. Any other questions? Yes. So there are. I really urge all of you. You please watch so many wonderful memories devotees have shared yesterday here in Juhu, also in Vrindavan. In so many videos are coming of wonderful interactions of Maharaj. One thing which everyone mentioned yesterday was how much they feel the feel the absence of Maharaj, because he was always a troubleshooter. Amogila Prabhu says that महाराज का एक नाम होना चाहिए था भूतनाथ, क्योंकि महाराज के आधे डिसाइपल्स भूतों का ही काम करते हैं और महाराज सब आके सॉल्व करते थे. So he was, wherever there is trouble, he used to go. Wherever there is trouble, and that everyone misses about Maharaj. What can I share? Yeah, I'll share one thing. When I was new, 2008, so I used to come wearing formal clothes, and from here I used to go to office. And on the weekend also I used to come wearing jeans, t-shirt, and I used to come to the temple. So Maharaj always used to appreciate young devotees. So he used to always make it a point to just at least look, smile, ask, talk. Many of you have experienced that. So like that many, and that time Maharaj used to every 15 days, 20 days, except for when he used to go to America, every 15, 20 days he used to come to Juhu, 2008. So like that, it was few months where Maharaj knew who I am, he used to talk to me and all. So once it happened that 2009 Rath Yatra, this is January 2009. And January 2009, if I'm not wrong, I had some, I think, CFA exam and also some very tough schedule at work. So I had not cut my hair for some time. So my hair became a little long. And this Rath Yatra was on a Friday. So that whole week, I think I had some exams or something. I had taken leave from work and I had not even shaved. So I went for Rath Yatra. Maharaj came. And then Maharaj, so before that, many times I used to get some service. महाराज का बुक पकड़ो, महाराज के साथ चलो, महाराज के लिए beads पकड़ो and all that. So I used to do. So that time Maharaj came, he had something in his hand. So I met him at the gate. So can I take? He didn't look at me also. He just walked. And then I thought, ठीक है, maybe देखे नहीं होंगे. So after a while, I went a little ahead to ensure that he sees me, so that he can give me that and I can hold it and I can carry it. And as soon as he was looking in that direction, as soon as he came like close to me, he looked in that direction and he walked. And his servants are smiling. पीछे. And then one of them told me, हाल देखा है? That's why he's not wanting to interact with you. What have you done? You go, you shave, you cut your hair, you wear Vaishnav cloth, then you come. So first 1 year, it was whatever you wear, however you are, there was reciprocation. After a while, then he expected some standard. Now you follow something. So then वो सब करने के बाद, then again, how are you? So that was his amazing trait, that he would encourage you, sometimes in a very loving way, sometimes in a very ignoring way, and it was all, he was expert at that. Then I remember when I was still working, Maharaj used to come and he used to sit for chanting between the altars of Radha Rasbihari and Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. You see, there's that hundi between the two altars. Just there he used to sit. He used to take some back support. So, and he used to sit there. So everyone used to come, offer obeisances to him, then offer obeisances to Prabhupada, and then start chanting. And Maharaj would chant from 5:15 to 6 over there. He used to chant his Gayatri also there, and he used to chant few rounds. And then 6 to 7:15, he used to have his walk and he used to chant. So many times what he used to do is before, so we used, where we sit now, like that last row, we would always be sitting there only, that last row. So and then we used to always, like 5:45 के बाद half attention used to be महाराज उठेंगे तो हम लोग दंडवत करेंगे, then Maharaj will go. So every time. So once it so happened that I was just chanting, and then Maharaj walked. So and then it was, wow, it never happened after that. So Maharaj had his ways, and whenever he used to feel that you're feeling a little proud about him giving you attention, the attention would go. So like this, there are many interactions. One last thing which I will share, something which happened in that last year was I was in Maharaj's room. I think it was the second last visit, and just before this, I think 1 year before this, Maharaj had given a Nityanand Trayodasi class in the temple hall, and Maharaj was just talking about how Lord Nityananda is so merciful, and also then spontaneously when Maharaj asked for questions, I raised my hand and I told Maharaj that Maharaj, you have described Nityananda Prabhu just like Lord Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful. We see that you are so merciful. But by then Maharaj's health had started to decline. So, in spite of your difficult health, you're giving so much time to devotees. You're giving all these classes. After this, also, so many people will talk to you, and then fill your room, and then whole day you'll be doing this. You're just as merciful as Lord Nityananda. Everyone is Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And Maharaj says, are there any questions? But then after that, uh, we used to walk with Maharaj till the elevator, and then so then he called me, and then he told me, thank you for your kind words. And then 2, 3 times he told me, that day, next day, thank you for your kind words. So, That just shows that he would always reciprocate with any small thing also that you did. So then later on in his room, he was talking to me, he was telling me something, and I just told him, Maharaj, the contribution that you have done is amazing. He was telling me about Rohini temple, just about to inaugurate. So he was telling me Khargar, itna itna hua hai. I remember in 2010, once I had gone to Delhi and I was staying close to the Rohini temple. That time, just construction had started. It was a like just temporary shed temple. So when he came to know that I'm in Delhi, so he told me, "You go and visit the Rohini temple and go and see. You know the big project is there." Then when I came back to Bombay, he was here. Then he asked me, "Did you visit?" And he told me, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going to make this big temple and all that." And that used to be like his meditation always. More and more temples because then people get connected. So now Rooney Temple just about to inaugurate. So then I was telling Maharaj, so amazing, this and not just that Khargar, not just that Kurukshetra, not just that, so much you're doing, Delhi, 18 temples and all. And he's hearing, and then he just said, Krishna has been very kind to me. That's it. Two times he repeated, Krishna has been very kind to me. He's not saying, yes, we worked hard. Yes, itna itna mehnat kiya. And all these projects faced so many hurdles. And he was the only one who used to troubleshoot. Because of him, Modi ji came to the Khargar temple opening. Because of Maharaj. So he just said simply, Krishna has been very kind to me. So that was his mood. Always thinking that this is all the Lord's mercy. It's all Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada has been kind. Krishna has been kind. That's all he said. Once when we had the first Bhadra Purnima in 2016, first Bhadra Purnima in a proper way, 17, I think, 18, 2018, yeah, 2018 September. First Bhadra Purnima in a proper way. So I was made the coordinator of that Bhadra Purnima festival. So that time, Bhakti Priya Bhagwat Maharaj was also president here with Brajari Prabhu. So he told me that you entire coordination you do. I did everything. It went well. Jew distributed at that time some 1400 sets, which was a big thing. Before that, we had distributed 34 sets. And next year, with this combined effort, was so Bhakti Priyat Bhagwat Maharaj wrote an email to me and marking Bhima Prabhu and Prajari Prabhu, I think, and Maharaj. And he wrote that Narottam Priya, please give us a report on the Bhadra Purnima performance of Juhu. So I wrote, right, itna itna sets hua. So he wrote back that very nice, this. So on that I wrote, taking the names of all the devotees who served. This person did the coordination of the katha. You remember that time we used to have Bhadra Purnima kathas. Kamalusan Prabhu had taken once, Bhakti Rasamad Maharaj had taken. So that year, I think Bhakti Rasamad Maharaj had taken. So I wrote, this devotee organized the entire hall setup of the Katha. This devotee coordinated with Maharaj. This devotee took care of the entire prasad. This devotee sponsored the prasad. This team did the serving. All this Sankirtan devotees, they did these books. And aise karke, I like 10, 12 main devotees. I even wrote that Bhima Prabhu was the inspiration for this thing. You yourself gave so many classes. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he came and he enthused everyone so much. And aise karke I wrote everything and then sent it. So when Bhagwat Maharaj had praised me that thank you, you did such wonderful efforts, Gopal Krishna Maharaj didn't reply. When I wrote this email, that recognizing all the contributions of all these devotees, then Maharaj replied to that, uh, to me just. And he wrote that I'm very pleased with the efforts of ISKCON Juhu, but more pleased than the score. More pleased than the score or your efforts, I am pleased that you have recognized all the devotees because of whom this was possible. And then he wrote, even I take inspiration from Bhima Prabhu. And I'm very happy to note that you have recognized all the devotees, big or small, who have contributed. And then when he came next to Mumbai, because Janmashtami used to be there, and then he used to come just before Kartik. Again, he told me that your efforts are not what pleased me, but the fact that you recognized everyone, big or small, that made me very happy, very good. So that was his mood, and that should be our mood. And when we have such a mood, then it pleases the spiritual master. So these are the wonderful qualities of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and there is nobody like him, after Srila Prabhupada, who was doing so many things at the same time so personal with his disciples and with devotees in general. He was more loving to devotees who are not his disciples. He used to give more affection to them, and he was a proper Prabhupada man, someone who was Prabhupada through and through. His will, if you read, how many of you have read Maharaj's will? Read his will. I have nothing belongs to me, and never leave ISKCON. Always follow the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So many things. So it's very difficult that he's irreplaceable, and in his absence we realize his importance even more. But he's left his example, and we have to follow that example. So we have to, all of us who are disciples, we have to be worthy children of our spiritual master, and these were his qualities. We have to ensure that we, when someone comes to know that we are a disciple of this guru, they see some of the traits of the guru in minute particle, but they still see in the disciple. That will please the guru a lot. Thank you for your question. Okay. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Shri Akshay Tritiya Maha Mahotsav ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. Kirtan?